the tomato, you put on cold water, you boil, you remove, and the skin will come directly. You will see. For the crémeux, when you make small recipe, what I like, if you have, is to use Thermomix. Like this, you can do something in a different way, but I will bake at the pan today. So the tonka on this recipe, the tonka crémeux, sorry, on this recipe, it's outside. It's not like the mousse. So you have the crémeux, and the insert is the mousse. Because I want, you will see during the buffet, the texture, I want something more shiny, smooth than just the mousse. For that, I put the crémeux, and you can do this with chocolate crémeux, fruit crémeux, and we mold the crémeux inside the mold. So we pour the crémeux and remove kind of chocolate. You see. Okay, so now water is boiling. This is simple recipe, crémeux. Now, let's see that I just remove the skin. For the tonka, you can infuse or chop or with the microplane. Me, on this recipe, I prefer the microplane, but for different recipe, I use just chop and put on the liquid. Yes. Thank you. And I add as well star anise and vanilla. So I put everything at the beginning, I eat, I don't while boiling, cover, keep 20 minutes. For the demo, I will not do that, I will make directly, but the infusion, it's like this. So yolks, sugar, we mix. Do you have any question for the moment? Nothing? So yeah, on this recipe, I will talk about the almond duja, the sponge, and the caramel. No, it's straight. Yeah. So this is the base. You have the almond duja, the sponge, the caramel, and the nuts, the almond. So the almond, we sand it, and after we caramelize. So we just chop, we cut before and after we chop. So for the duja, we roast the almond like during 30, 40 minutes. I want something really so yeah, just like that. So I will bake with the star anise, the tonka, and I will strain after. Yes, perfect. So yeah, for the duja, we roast the almond. Like, I don't want to say dark, but it's really a long. You strain directly. This will keep on the freezer just to cool down, but the best is to put on the blast chiller till it's reached 25 degrees, and after we can use for a month. Gelatin mass, it's always for me 1 for 6. So 100 grams of water, 600 grams of gelatin. This is really depend of the recipe, but I use the Louis François, the 200 blooms, fish gelatin. For me, it's the best. Okay, so I will keep like this. So for the duja base, sorry. So the duja, as I said, you have the almond. So we put on the freezer. We mix to have a paste, and after we'll mix with butter, with 13 vanilla powder, salt, and white chocolate. We'll see at the degustation. So it's thick, but it's really like almond flavor. On the top, directly when not it's out of the oven, but maybe 5 minutes after you remove the sponge of the oven, I turn the skin on the duja, like this, it stick directly to the duja. And after we pour the caramel. So the caramel, it's a simple recipe on the other page. Sorry, you have milk, cream, glucose. We bake everything at 110. It's like a basic caramel recipe, and the almond on the top. So the almond, as I said, you will send it. When it's like this, I keep like 20%, 30% of the almond at this stage, and after I will finish to caramelize like this. want to see. So you chop. The best is you cut before your insert, entremet, petit gâteau, whatever, and you put the almond on the top. Because if you put directly the almond to cut, it will be not sharp. So what I recommend is to do that. And this is like you will see a nice place. So praline, it will be okay. It's cold. I will use the Thermomix, but it depends, of course, of the quantity that you will make. Maybe it's not too dark, but you have the good bitterness. It's not too sweet. Of course, in Dubai there is a lot of humidity, so caramel we need to go fast. So everything together. Pecan is really fatty, so the same we need to go. We cannot like keep at the almond or hazelnut too much time on the mixer. So if I don't know. So this is what I call the pralin. On your book it's praline, but it's pralin. This is what we say in France that we do praliné à l'ancienne. In general, you make smooth praliné, and after you have just this powder. It's called praliné à l'ancienne, so old style praliné. If you have a nice machine to make the praliné completely smooth, it's really nice. After, if you don't have at the Thermomix, it's work as well. So I just take this powder. I will finish to blend it on the Thermomix. So what is good on the Thermomix is you can see the temperature never go above 45 degrees on the praline, because it's for that you have sometimes praline with the fat on the top and really hard. For sure it's timeline as well, but most of the time it's because you eat too much of praline when you mix. So for the conservation, it's not good. So, or you take a thermometer if you have a good machine, or on the Thermomix or on some robotic machine, you have the temperature. But this is really, really important. The best for me, what I do every time for the praline, I place my nuts on the blood chiller to have something really cold, and this you are sure you will never go above 45 degrees. Okay, so praline is done. For the praline, most of the time I do 60-40. So 60 of nuts and 40 of sugar is the best. After, depends if you want to do more sweet. But on the cake, I recommend to never use 50% because it will just increase the sweetness of your cake. For me, there is no sense to do that. But it's just cheaper. After, if it's cost twice, okay, but me the cost. So the praline, best you keep at 18 degrees. And if you don't go above 45, you keep at 18, you can keep 6 months with the nuts well roasted. You don't have any issue. So the crème is already done. Of course, it's a smaller quantity, so go fast. The idea is you put. So you have the individual mold. I will put the crème on the mold. I really like chocolate. No need to tap too much. I will just use my small spatula because we'll do 2 or 3 layers. So there is like a weight in total. Well, this is customized mold you cannot find, but in total I want an amount. So I scale how many grams I need to put inside. So it's 70 grams, but with the mold it's not at 140 grams. This is just because of the logo. After I will flip like this. And this I just prenapage on it. So and with the crème, what is nice because normally the crème is always more thick than the mousse. So if you have your mousse too soft, your cake can be not really sharp. But with the crème, because there is a little more of gelatin, you can decrease the quantity of gelatin on your mousse to have a different texture. That's what we do on this cake. So we'll do 2 or 3 layers of crème. This is really dependent of the temperature of the lab, the temperature of the crème. Yes. Between 25, the crème, 25 degrees, 25, no go above 26. All is depend on the texture. So always temperature, you know. I like to say that it's good to follow that Bavaroise you need to make at 45, 50 degrees with the chocolate. But this, sorry, but it's little bullshit because it will depend on the temperature of your lab. If your lab you work at 18 degrees or if you work at 30 degrees, of course you need to change. So the people who understand that, it's the baker. So the baker, you know, when they make the bread, they follow, I don't know in English, sorry, but temperature de base. So they just know that if the flour is at this temperature, the lab this temperature, they need to put the water at 5, 6, 7 degrees. So in pastry, we need to understand that as well. Of course, there is not a big change, but more you will work in high because sometimes there is lab, there is no AC. You need to know that Power maybe will use a cooler because the temperature is not the same. If the cream is 5 degrees or 7 degrees, you need to adjust the chocolate as well. So, like this, it's no. So normally I do 2 layers, but you understand the concept. But this you can do with any mold. The best is individual mold, of course, to have the same quantity, but cocoa nibs.
Vanilla mousse?
Ah, vanilla mousse, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Again, always if you put the mold on your freezer and you put the creamer, it can stick, and after the same all it's about temperature. So if you are sure that your freezer go at minus 18 degrees and you will keep for 10 minutes sharp, okay. But if you do randomly one day you keep 20 minutes, it will be not the same. Yeah. So when it's thick, I don't want to wait too much time. It's like the chocolate to remove the excess. This, if it's frozen, after you will damage your cake. Between the 2 layers, it's important to don't have the first part already frozen. You need to thank you. You need to wait just that it's thick, and after you add the other layer. Because if it's frozen after, can be during the defrost separation, you can see the layer. It will be not nice. Now we'll make the chocolate flour creamer. This recipe, honestly, it's one of my favorite cake. I put everything that I like inside. So, cocoa nibs creamer is the last recipe, page 5. So we'll roast the cocoa nibs on the pan. We'll infuse the milk and the cream, and after we'll make the creamer with that. So you will see that the infusion of the cocoa nibs, roasted cocoa nibs, it will give you like a hot chocolate flavor. For me, it's a childhood flavor. You can roast on the oven as well when you have big quantity, but I prefer on the pan honestly because it's on the oven it will be roast, on the pan it will be toast, and I want it toasty and lots of. I know it's weird, but me, I never eat, except when there is glucose, but I never eat milk cream to deglaze anything. For many reasons, I will give you. For the caramel, first because I'm lazy and I don't want to use a pan, and for me there is no sense to do that. And second thing is you will lose like water inside because you will eat and there is no sense to it. It's like when we make crème ganache. Me, what I like, people, some chef will be crazy, but on the chocolate ganache, on the chocolate crème, on some recipe, I don't boil the cream on milk to pour on the chocolate. I will just eat at 45 degrees, 50, and the same with the chocolate, 55 degrees, 50, and I will make my ganache with that. And you will have more. So now it's toast, so you can see the smoke. I don't know if you can smell. And everything when you, how you say deglaze in English, deglacer? I don't know. No one speaks French. On the caramel or everything, it's the way you will add. So on the caramel, for sure, if you add cold milk, big quantity, in 500 grams of sugar, of course it will stick. But if you have little by little, no problem. No problem. So cream, milk, cocoa nibs. So now we will rescale, but normally I make the good amount to don't rescale, just in case, because the cocoa nib sometimes if it's too fine, for example, if you use, because us at the Bourge, we use cocoa nibs powder for the decor on some cake. And sometimes team can mix these cocoa nibs and the powder. And if you have powder on the cocoa nibs, you will get less quantity of milk and cream because the powder takes more, of course. So normally we infuse, what do you say, 7 minutes, something like this. I just give another ebullition, another boiling, sorry. Yes. I cover, keep 7 minutes. If you understand, no issue. So this will be the crème for the insert inside the cake, but as well for the charcoal capa that you can see on the top of the cake. So just after I make this recipe, I will make all the inserts, and after I will add 20% of milk. The best is to keep this milk. So if you have more milk, you keep this milk, cream milk, and you will add 20% on the crème. Like this, you will have something liquid. Because the capa, what is the goal of the capa is to create the same as the yolks. You know, on the egg, you have the yellow yolks, and this thin membrane, you want to do the same because inside is liquid. That you can do with syrup, whatever. You need to be frozen, and after we'll dip on the capa. We'll do that in a few minutes. Yes. So So there is no sugar on this crème. It's only from the milk chocolate. So the crème you make, you know, 84 degrees. Everyone is pastry chef here? Or there is a kitchen? Pastry? Thank you. Directly after on the milk chocolate. Okay. So we'll blend. Always when you put a mixer on the jar or whatever, you need to tap to remove all the air and the bubble. This for the glaze, for the crème, for everything, because if you add air inside your crème, it will like affect the conservation of your product and the texture as well. So always in first speed. My mix is good. It's not really, what do you say, you make 1 year with, but at the end it's a nice mixer. Okay. Okay, so this is the crème that we'll pour on the mold. Now the capa, so the insert is done. We keep a small amount and we add the 20% of liquid. We pour on the mold. So this one like this for the middle one, the big one, and this is the mini. So the capa I will let on the side just to help. So I make yesterday. I wait that it's set completely. And after we'll read the next day. Because we need to see the texture of the capa. So I just cut like this, it will help, but you can see that it's something. Sorry? Yes. Charcoal powder. So I just put, because we need to use a completely liquid, not the minimum, but 1, 2, 3 on the reduction. I don't take the temperature, it's only like the texture. You will see that one, it's when you stop to eat, you will have a thin layer on the top of the capa. We'll just need to remove with a spoon and have something like I always want to say, the more liquid without any small dot or. It's not easy to. Yeah.
So this one here, for this you add 20% milk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But on the other side you will mold it as well for the insert in the cake. The cocoa nibs crema as it is. Then you separate a little bit, you have 20%, and you will mold it small for this capa. Okay. We go for the mousse. You want me to put another induction with this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll let just on the side time it melts, and now we go back on the dice to make the mousse. So there is just a small mistake on the book. It's not, so it's the last recipe on the 13th page. It's not vanilla sablé, it's vanilla mousse. The vanilla sablé is on the top. The thing is, okay, perfect.
You have a cold freezer, okay? When you strain this one, there is a bowl full of water.
Yeah, it's the cassonade or the brown sugar. Except for the caramel, I like to use a maximum of demerara sugar. So basically, we start to whip the cream. What I like to do in a bowl is to start to whip the cream, let on the chiller during 15 minutes, because you will see always, I think you see that already, that when you whip a cream and you forget on the chiller, you have water coming on the bottom or on the top. So this I want to avoid. So I mix, I let 15 minutes on the chiller, and I will re-whip like this to homogenize the texture and you don't have something separate. And after, we make the bavaroise, so classic bavaroise, milk, cream, vanilla. Then it's like a creamer, but we take cream. Gelatin mass. I don't know if some of you using still gelatin leaf, but for me there is no sense to do that. Because you can make a big batch. I hope that lots of people of you are doing that. But you make a big batch 1 per week, you keep the gelatin for 1 week. Just for information, we send to test in the lab to Dubai, and they allowed us to keep keep 1 week in the chiller. So in case you have a too big quantity, you can keep on the freezer, no issue. But this, you make a big batch and you scale. You need to put, because the same for the people who are using gelatin leaves, sometimes you will keep 10 minutes, sometimes 12 minutes. So this, it will affect the mousse at the end. You will not have the consistency. Sorry. Hi. So this is the mold for the chocolate flour. The insert that we pour the creamer in the middle. And this is the final cake. So I put the mousse, the creamer, mousse again, till the top of the mold, and we'll just add the sponge that's outside of the mold, because I want to give the shape you will see, like it's not too flat. I like on the cake, like the Black Forest, to put just the sponge on the outside of the mold, like this can give you more height, more elegant. For me. So this I put always like half quantity when it's boiling. I give another evolution and I add everything. You will time, especially for the pastry cream when you make it. If you do that, you will see like in 1 minute it's baked. After you need to continue to bake, but it starts to thick. So for the chocolate cream and the chocolate mousse, I don't want to say that I don't care if it's overbaked. That is not a big deal because after you will mix and with the chocolate, I make different tests. There is no big difference. Of course, don't go to 80 degrees, but if you go to 85, 86, and on the bottom of your pan you have a bit of kind of omelette. Honestly, there is no big deal. But on the Bavaroise, when you don't add any chocolate, especially with the fruits, if you don't want to smell this egg flavor, you really need to be careful. So I put not at the minimum, but I will make really with the Maries and take time to bake it. No, this is okay. Yeah, okay. I show you the cream just after. So I don't know if you can see, but the cream is ready when you mix, and when you stop, the mix needs to stop directly. So this is the good texture. For everything, the quantity is too small to mix, but for everything I like to mix and after strain. For chantilly, ganache montée, crémeux, I like to do that to avoid any issue. So we'll just strain it. So all the vanilla I use in general 3 times, the vanilla beans. So for the infusion, example, for 3 utilizations, sorry. Infusion, after you wash with water, you dry or in the oven or in the hot box. And after you can make or powder, but what I like, and this is something really nice, you roast on the oven to have vanilla roasted, and like this you can, example on the crémeux, we can make a vanilla roasted infusion. Like this, you have a different flavor of vanilla. It's something really nice, go well with any type of chocolate, but as well just vanilla crémeux, vanilla crème brûlée, an insert for a mousse. So like this, you don't show anything about the vanilla. Yeah. So the cream always has a shaving foam. Don't think it's because you will whip more your cream that your cake will be harder. This is not true. You will just destroy the texture of your cream. And this for every mousse, the bavaroise with fruits, the chocolate mousse, the vanilla bavaroise, I always whip like this. You have a thermometer? Okay, so the capa now is melt. We'll do just.
Yeah.
So it's completely liquid. But we need to wait because it's too hot. try to dip one. So for the kappa, two solutions, maybe more, but for me, two solutions. You dip when you put on the spoon, like this for the service, plates, desserts. You can after keep, because one it's completely defrosted, normally you cannot touch the kappa. So, or you keep on the spoon, if you have something really liquid, because the kappa will release some water, or you put directly on your cake, especially for the chocolate flour, I put directly on the cake. So this is the cake that we made already for the buffet. I will show you after how to place the chocolate petal. So each chocolate petal is placed one by one. The toothpick is just to have the middle and to move easily when it's frozen. Important to place, if you can, the product that you will dip on the kappa in the freezer. So I just try to remove the skin. One. And place on the cake. So it will keep shiny like this. For that I choose the kappa. Because when I think about this cake, I really want this contrast between the velvet of the chocolate petal, the velvet of the cake, and the sphere really shiny. But the first step was with the dark glaze, chocolate glaze that you know. But honestly, I don't like the taste. Can you take the big one? The big chocolate bar. Ah non, chocolate bar. Tu peux me les sortir. So this is the big chocolate flour. So you always need to remove the skin on the top of the kappa, especially when you start to put the frozen product inside, because it's cooled down the temperature. And after, I think I need to do it again, this one, because it's not. So it's normal the kappa will be less shiny at the beginning because it starts to froze, but after when it defrosts, it's exactly like this. And kappa you can make, so it's you can take the recipe of the kappa. You can do with fruits, passion fruits, puree, juice. The only thing is you need to have something liquid, not like water, but it's kind of you cannot do with I don't know, pineapple puree or mango because it will be too thick. Or you can adjust water and lemon or charcoal is not mandatory, just for the color. So we'll wait that it defrosts, we remove the toothpick, and we'll place the gold leaf. But for rest, we'll discuss later. But don't let too much time to toothpick, because if it's liquid, it will go down and break the kappa. It's really important to do only 2 times, but fast, to avoid any. So as is liquid, you will see it will be not keep the same shape. It will be more round. Flat. And really important to have. I will show you on the other one. To have this part completely covered, if we have something liquid, completely covered with the kappa, because in case you have a small wall, of course the liquid will go. خلاص.
Place it and freeze it.
The kappa?
Yeah.
You can, but it will be not shiny. It will be, and you will have so much water because every time that, for that normally I make the kappa the day before, because when it sets, today no, I don't know why, but normally you have a thin layer of water, and this you need to remove, and the kappa release always a bit of water. We just keep outside to remove the toothpick, because I don't have space in the.
Okay.
You will make the dice. For the mousse, I use a whisk, just 2 moments at the beginning when I add a small quantity of cream, whipped cream in the crème anglaise. I mix like this. Not too much, but just to give the same texture. So, or you have 2, and you can put the liquid like this, and you mix, or you do in 2 or 3 times. So my bavarois are always completely liquid because I want completely liquid, but a bit because I want something really smooth. I don't want something with too much gelatin or hard. So if your mousse is still liquid at this temperature, it's a good sign. You need to have the texture, but we'll see at the degustation. The mousse is not hard at all. If you respect the temperature, don't make the mousse at 45 degrees to have something liquid. Okay, so this is the texture, you see? It's that I want. So you put the mousse, half quantity of the mold. And after we'll add the base. You need to push two more, like this. And I will add a bit of crème of Bavarois, sorry, because it will stick to the sablé. We'll put the cake on the sablé. Flashy là. Here. And we'll put the gold leaf after. And check if you can do the chocolate decor. So this is for the Black Forest chocolate shapes. So there is two options for me. Or you put your tray in the freezer after chocolate not crystallized, so 40, 45 degrees. And you pour your chocolate, hot chocolate, in the tray. You keep after 15 minutes on the chiller, and you keep outside till it's the good texture. This is nice when you want to do like really round chocolate shapes, but you need to use for the cake that you will keep on the chiller, because as your chocolate is not crystallized, it will be soft outside, but on the chiller it will be the same texture. Or you use the chocolate already crystallized, and you make the cocoa. So I think now it's sorry, no. Just a little bit. I put 30 minutes on the chiller instead of 15, so you take a bit of water. We'll keep outside one time. We'll just try to do one, but I think it's too hard. And this is all about the texture and temperature. So I like to use my hand just to hit the first layer to help the chocolates. Yeah, we just try that. So when it's too cold, it will damage. To wait 2 minutes. Yep. Okay. You can take the cheesecake recipe. So it's a baked cheesecake, nothing complicated with passion fruits. I just add speculoos frozen. In Dubai, they love cheesecake. So in total in Bourges, we have 5 different kinds of cheesecake. This one is the one that we have at the shop. So speculoos frozen, digestive biscuit, speculoos, butter. You just make powder with the digestive and the speculoos. You add, what is the best for me is to make brown butter, and you add after on your powder of the biscuits. Need to be a paste, not too hard, but a paste. After you put on your mold and you bake during 15-40 minutes at 150 degrees. And after you will pour on the mold your mix of passion fruit cheesecake. This is same with Philadelphia sugar, the eggs, and I just add some crème fraîche. So crème fraîche, it's more sour cream, just to add a bit of sour like the passion fruit. But after this recipe, you can make with lemon, lime for the lime cake pie. So fresh mango glazed. So the mango glaze, this recipe for me is the one of the best for the cake when you want to have a fruity, because glaze it's always add sugar, so it's not really nice on the degustation. So when I make cake with fruits, I like to do this recipe. You can do with any kind of recipe, any kind of puree. Sorry, it's keep shiny. It's vegan, gluten-free, and it's really easy to use. You just have to eat at 40 degrees. You glaze your cake. So we make the glaze yesterday. We just start to melt, and I use just to give the shiny of the mango. I don't want to put only nappage, so I make this recipe just to, you see there is square of mango on the top. Sorry for that. And this cake, I wanted to have like a monochrome, so orange color. Cheesecake is never nice look if you have to have this good texture. So I choose to put white chocolate decor, so we'll see right now. I'm not a big fan to add a white chocolate decor on the cake, but it was more for the decoration, and people here love white chocolate. So they are happy. Two techniques for make the chocolate cream. Once again, when I say two techniques, it's for me, there is many different chefs, many different recipes, so take the one that you prefer. Or you make a big rhodoid 60 by 40 sheet, you put the chocolate, you wait that it starts to set, you cut, and after you roll. This is really nice when you want to make big production, but for me, you don't control the thickness. And what is really important on this recipe is to have the chocolate decor the most fine possible. So I do individually, just white chocolate on the rhodoid, already cut. This one it's 4.5 centimeter. So this normally is something that you can have if you do in the big 60 by 40. But I want really something fine. So I want to see not the marble, but so the best is to use the thicker one, although this one is really fine. You have normally the micron haute, just add a bit.
I've done that first itself now. If you close the tab first. Oh shit.
So this will just add a layer.
But now we know what to do. It's easy setup now with this because we are also facing issues, right? No, I just want. I ate breakfast. I always eat breakfast before shoots. I know we're gonna get scolded, but for what? If for the delay, but I got the delay or the interruption. But it's not our we did not get setting. That one is going on.
Sorry, just flour.
Wait, just change it.
Orange.
hours in our battery.
Cœur de souci.
I don't know how much hours that's. You have under the battery? Change it, I'll switch it up. Wait.
You see the power or place avant to give this. Voilà.
What?
Yeah, we do the apps. How we do the. So now go back to the chocolate flower. We'll do the chocolate flower.
That's why I don't want to record in the camera. That's why I didn't want to record in camera because it's
This is the box of the blender.
15-minute break. When I figure how to put this on a pause. Video, right? Video on a pause. Like, this is on pauses. Now this is on pauses. Pause. And that we can do. Still it's
For the chocolate sheets, always place the chocolate on the middle.
I have to change Wi-Fi also. I don't know how much it has consumed.
Here I push only one.
You know also then what else? So right now they're going good.
The right. Come back.
It's only taking 1 GB. So it's taking less or more? Less. Immerse.
The same I want the finest possible. I don't want to see the marble. Generally from the age that we are so I'm doing my both times. So I'm just waiting that it starts to set.
Yeah.
So for one flower, we need 16 petals.
asking any question from team? People asking any question on team? People are asking any question on teams for this issues and stuff.
We need to see that it's cut on the side. Nice.
It was this. Yeah.
Voilà. So given of the archive that you use, that's is a little thicker. So I never put a tray on the top because when you have a thicker archive paper, it's impossible that it's curved. Only when it's really fine or when you have only one layer. But if you have two, I will place, normally I will place on the chiller, I will place on the chiller and set
But it's increasing, it went down to the we should have come for keys. Maybe we should come for. How we know what to do? No, no. We could have tackled this easily. If not, I wouldn't walk the router. I try to make a written offer. Shall I make a written offer? Written offer? The router Wi-Fi receipt. Shall I write it? I will written and I will.
this is the configuration.
It is what I expected.
Now we have one inserts and the data. And we use the same, the same figure.
You only pay.
You
pay. Yeah, I pay. Yeah. If you return, then get return. Not then reimburse.
of the brioche, we get define after we get and we pay together. So for the chocolate cover, you need to place the toothpick on the middle. One by one. This is just the instance of the one. Normally, the sponge is more on the tape. will just use my finger.
We should put PTC camera photos. We should only get PTC cameras for this. PTC cameras where we can control from there.
Can you see zoom or what? Yes, this is the. So after this step, we put on the freezer and we spray with cocoa butter and chocolate. So the same 60 by 60 40, 600 grams of dark chocolate and 400 grams of cocoa butter. I'll spread 45 degrees. Cake needs to be ready for that. Like this for me to do that's not too much. But,
We go around from that tube. Maybe you can go. Overexposed. They won't be safe, that's why.
so I just push to make sure that I press the. Great.
It's saying we'll be back in 15 minutes. dirty camera. Sorry, are you good? Sorry. Yes, I have. I put the camera on the off. On. And anything else? Can you give him the mic to her? Okay. Give him the mic. No, so no, so we are doing like so we are yeah. So we are doing that. So we are my company so my yeah, sure.
Something like
Yeah, sure. So I need my password. So it's 054
074. Sorry. Okay, so you're
What an
therefore D.
MOTAT.
Okay, it's like you get
No, it's a like digital marketing. So then we cover all the aspects with the event production. And then, yeah, yes.
I'm already sent you on
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So you are mainly doing Sony?
I am all the I used to be a freelance video producer. I used to do all the commercials, all the small social media activities and stuff.
I'm trying to move to the Sony. I don't like
For us, video, because we are only focused on video, right?
yeah, for the videos it's the
Yeah,
best.
so that's one thing we are looking for. That's more available because it's available in all countries and all areas. It's only available for so that's the office camera. So we need one more. So we rented a similar level setup so we can just have the same type of
Yeah, everything is set. So
yeah.
only body you need.
Yeah.
How much is rent?
For this is A74 with A74 is 250. The lens is 2470 is
It's
170.
24/7.
Yeah, G Master.
I'm buying tomorrow Sunday. Planning to buy camera. I'm trying to do Sony A7, but this one is
See, Canon has the color science. Okay, the
yeah.
color is good.
That's
So,
why I like that color. It's giving some
yeah,
natural color.
yeah.
more
So
than-
the roll off will be nice. For me, it's not like that specific. They will be very. We have to make the color correction.
Yeah.
Those correction. So that's one thing which we are taking.
You know the new camera is Canon R6.
You can go for if you want to go to mirrorless, you can go for
Yeah, I'm buying the model. I will buy now R6 version.
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
With video aspect also it has pictures.
Yeah. Stabilization also very good. What's that unit?
That's
Series tab,
live streaming.
Live streaming unit.
So it's basically a switcher plus streaming capture card. So
so
it will get both the cameras. We can switch in
you
between
can
two cameras.
which camera you need.
Yeah, we can switch between two.
It's a preview in here.
So preview we can our two cameras come here.
Yeah.
So we can have one camera's preview.
Okay.
Like now we have both the like whatever the cameras going on live, we have both the cameras here. So if we want, we can go for this thing, and also like if I switch, it is switched to this one. So yeah,
Okay. So you can move which camera you need.
Hmm.
You can choose and
Yeah.
streaming.
So we'll be switching for the table one camera, there is one camera. For the speaker, we have one camera. So now also audio, we have given him a wireless mic, so we'll get the
Yeah, you
connected.
record that one also.
So yeah, so we have it's a mix recording the ambient. Also, we are not recording his speech because we'll be picking up from the camera.
Okay.
So first it used to be it was a different plan, but we didn't there was an issue with the network and stuff. So we are now running on their this thing on our hotspots.
Okay.
So that's the only thing we are currently doing.
So they have some stuff for it. They have some stuff for it.
Okay.
You waiting for your guy?
It's a break now.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for my guy wants to get something to eat. He hasn't had his breakfast.
Okay.
So since we had a different plan where we didn't want to connect with this system, So we can connect directly with LAN cable. So it will directly stream to the network and it will stream directly to the computer.
And it's a recording in your memory card or
So
here.
actually, now since we are using this as a capture card, we can't record, but we can record with the SSD.
We can record from here.
This is the we can record. We can record like as a two different cameras recording also.
Okay.
It won't be like a one single camera recording. It will be like two whatever that camera sees and whatever this camera sees. It will record separate files.
Okay.
So that's this is a different model. It's called ISO model.
ISO?
It's ATM Mini Pro ISO.
Okay.
ISO is the model where I can record two multiple cameras as an individual clip.
Okay.
Yeah,
How much is that here?
I think
Oh.
it comes around like 2,500 something. On Amazon itself, it's for rent it's coming around 150.
For the rent is better.
Yeah.
Oh, if you can buy it, you can rent also.
Yeah.
But it's risky.
No, it's not risky. It's not needed for me.
Then take it from here.
So see, this is like here I'm doing this as a first live stream. So in India it's much more easier because we have all the access from the client side. We get the Ethernet cable, we get everything.
Yeah,
So
it's in other
here
countries.
they couldn't connect to their private Wi-Fi because only the category registered by laptops or systems can be connected to them.
Yeah.
So now we can't connect to their private Wi-Fi because it needs to be connected with the Wi-Fi receiver. So,
Okay. I got it.
yeah. So that's one. You see, there will be one small thing which I used to.
Right. Got it.
So
So that time you connect that one.
yeah.
Nice job.
So it needs training actually. So I used to do it from my college. My college has a huge setup, like a very big. This is like a mini version, like a small version. Mine has a huge console.
Okay.
So I used to handle that. So this is like very minimum, but we are facing issues with because of the network.
So how many cameras we can connect here?
Four.
Cameras.
Four.
We can.
So there's another model called Extreme where you can connect up to 8 cameras.
Big cameras.
Yeah.
Yes. For the like big show.
Yeah. The 4 cameras itself like it's big thing.
You can move your camera and then you can move there.
I know, but I've been instructed not to come in front of the people who are. Yeah. That's why I kept one camera there, one camera here.
Because from here it's
So first I thought of having one camera that side, having center, but since we are here, we can't be standing in between them.
Yeah.
They can't see.
it's kind of
Yeah.
take some.
Yeah, sure.
So just for the chocolate flour, apparently there is some question on it. So you can take the recipe of the chocolate flour. So here is the pécan croustillant, pécan crunchy. So as I said to you, the pécan crunchy is made with, you can see the cocoa frozen. So the cocoa frozen, you have the recipe of the gluten-free chocolate frozen. We bake it. When it's baked, we'll mix with the pécan that's primé, the liquid one, and the powder. So I'll do that. And we'll add the chocolate chunks. This is the decomposition without melting chocolate. It's only shots. So you will see at the degustation. That's it's really soft, it's not hard. Now it's hard because it's from the freezer, but I will keep one outside and you will see it's completely soft. So if you keep on the chiller, the texture is good, but if you keep outside, it's really soft. Any question on the pécan crunchy? No question? Okay. After we have the cocoa sponge. So the cocoa sponge, you can see here. It's little outside of the mold. So this cocoa sponge, egg whites that you whip with high quantity of the vanilla sugar, the brown sugar, egg yolks that you will add at the end of the, sorry, there is a full amount of sugar in the egg whites. After you add the yolks and the mix of cacao powder and almond powder at the end. You spread on the tray, you bake. We still have some sponge. So this sponge is, I like to use this sponge when I make chocolate cake. So you will see the texture is soft, and kind of cake. After on the middle, you have the coconut cream that we made. Remember? And we put half of the quantity in the bowl. The chocolate mousse, classic bavaroise, on this one. So we put like 30 grams. We add the inserts, we put more mousse, the top of the mold, and after we have the sponge. This. So here you can see the creamer. We can now see that here. can see that the texture of the mousse is really soft. I want to, when you see the bubble in one mousse, it's a really good sign that it's not. And me, I don't like the cake when you cut. It's like a perfect. This is thing that you have too much. So I don't think that's not but me. I will try to reduce maximum jet, and we can reduce from. So after we demol, we place the chocolate petals one by one, the spray, and the kappa. And on the small mold, the crémeux with the 20% of milk or the infusion of the cocoa nibs. And this is more and the kappa. After the goal of demonstration like this, it's not for you to replicate exactly the same cake. You need to take what you like, what you prefer. If you prefer one sponge on genou bizarre, on machin, it's okay. You just need to create your own cake, what you like. And for me, there is no sense to come to Masterclass to make exactly the cake that the chef. Try to keep what you like, and you need to make some tests as well, because the lab, the ingredients that you use can change. So of course, if you take exactly the recipe, maybe there will have some mistake, but you need to understand from where comes the mistake. And like this, you will create your own style of pastry. This is the bottom one. Any question on this cake? All the recipe are correct. I don't want to say that you fake recipe, not at all. They are all correct, but you need to create your own style. So now the chocolate is the best texture, better texture. As I said, just make the first layer of chocolates. I use this, but you can use the cutter. The best is the cutter flexi, not the Immerse one. If you want to do a chocolate cutter, with that. Like this, you can make one, you can make depend what you want exactly. More you will make difference. More you will press, more you will have a texture like this. If you want something really open, like this. You don't press at all. This is up to you. You can use as well. Yeah, I like the really small chocolate shape, like with this one. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can use what I do is for trigger or for something. I want to push back on the machine because there is a humidity. Yeah, after this, yeah. Providing 2 or 3 times. You can see when you have the good switch texture of the chocolate. The chocolate is soft when you get the cocoa. But after when you put it on the chiller, you will see it's hard. Yeah. And we just place on the chiller because we have the edges. I just place 1 minute on the chiller. So on the same, on the same recipe of the chocolate flour, you have the cherry glaze. So for the black forest, you have 1 cherry marmalade. So I take the frozen cherry during the season of the cherry in Europe. I add the frozen and fresh strawberry. So for the frozen strawberry, frozen cherry, sorry, I just put on the pan with 10% of sugar, give 1 boiling, and I will strain, and this I give all the juice for the glaze and the cherry for the marmalade. So the cherry glaze is only made with cherry vinegar juice, is the juice from the cherry. This one we have pectin and sugar. We need the pectin and the same for the ice cream. The star and the sugar for the sorbet. I always add when it's cold and after I bring the temperature to bake. I don't add like the German school. It's for me again, just me that's bullshit. To add at 35 degrees, stabilizer and blah. I add all my butter at the beginning, and you will see that the pectin will melt or better than something liquid cold than 40, 50, 60 degrees temperature. So the juice, when it's cold, I mix pectin and sugar together. Of course, I don't put in the same time, I just add the whisk nicely. I give an evolution, and after this is the glaze. And this is the same you can make with a passion fruit, you can make with something really liquid. So for the marmalade, I just add amarga, you know, the amarga cherry, the one with the kind of almond flavor. And you put everything together, the pepsin, sugar. The only thing I add at the end is the potato starch with the water. So potato starch, I add this at the end, especially for the cherries. It's like you do in kitchen when you make sauce. You can add a bit of potato starch, of corn flour. This it will be helpful because when you put cherry puree, cherry fruit, whatever, in the frozen, you will see always like a lot of water coming out of the cake. So I try to redo that to incorporate the potato starch in the water. So just at the end, when it's baked, I mix the water and the potato starch. I give one boiling, and I keep on one tray, preserve when it's cold. I after break with the mixer or the market, whatever, and you put on your bowl. This it will remove a bit the water. Vanilla chantilly is the one vanilla chantilly that you can use for anything. It's really nice to buy on the one shoe or whatever. So just cream, sugar, gelatin, vanilla, and mascarpone. So I did high quantity of the cream with the sugar. I add the gelatin. I add the rest of the cream. Put everything on the mascarpone. I mix it one line of the cheddar, and after we can make it easy. The texture is nice. So for the montage, it's on one bowl, so you can take the bowl of 2 cm, 2.5. I put the chantilly, the insert, the sponge, as I said, on one side of the bowl. I demold, I pipe again the same chantilly, and I put all the chocolate chip like this on the top of the cake. And we just put a cherry on the top, so we place. The best is to use the French cherry, it's not the best for us. So this one. Italy, with a alcohol, of course, after you want to add alcohol, you can add the kirsch. The classic recipe of the black forest is with alcohol. So this will replace the bites. We put on the chia, after we dip again, and we place directly on the black forest. question on the back rest? Coffee now. Coffee technical. So you have a lot of so the coffee is almost the same base than the dice. So you have the crunchy. The crunchy of the base, the sponge with the punch of the caramel. The crunchy is like with sablé as well. So same as the chocolate strudel. We make a coffee crunchy. After we add the pécan fragné, so liquid one, the Nescafé, the pécan that we will chop. This one we add. So now you can see just the texture of the. This is the crunchy, chocolate crunchy. It's really soft. It was hard but soft now. After the coffee, you have the Joconde sponge. So it's a classic Joconde sponge. You just add a bit of the punch. So we make the recipe coffee punch, water, sugar, and coffee extract. We add 400 grams per sheet, so one sheet is 65 grams. The same, so you make your crunchy on the frame. When your sponge is done, take out of the oven. 10 minutes after, when it's still hot, you turn on the crunchy, skin on the crunchy, like this, you click directly, and you can put the punch directly on it. And after you have the star anise caramel. So this is inspired by the coffee that I have done in the So glucose, custard, you bake the caramel, you bake with the cream, if you before with the star anise, you have the coffee powder, Nescafé. When it's baked, you bake at 140 degrees, and after you add the butter, and you mix. You will see you do the same as the dice, like the sneakers texture. And this recipe is like just for the top, like the dice. Then you put the chocolate, so you put on the chocolate, what's sablé, chocolate after you cut, and you can put on the semi, just like a snack or a chocolate bar. It's a nice recipe. Sorry? Yes, for chocolate bonbon. Sometimes it's for all the chocolate bonbon, if you keep on the 17 degrees, 18 degrees, it's 1 month, 2 months. After you have the creamer recipe, So it's yeah, classic creamer. We just make the coffee infusion. So you have the infusion before. You can see creamer. So you have on the page 18. You have caramel. After you have the infusion. The infusion is for the creamer. So it's clean that you infuse the coffee bean. What I like to do, you roast the coffee bean on the oven on 150 degrees during 10-20 minutes. Directly when it's temperature is from the oven, you put it on your cream and you boil your cream. That's it. And after with this infusion, you can make the cream. So almost like the
The people do this as a profession, they charge more. In India, they charge per year. Just they charge.
On the chocolate, you mix and just
You should have put these statuses out of office.
Nobody understands.
People still put, that's why I put message. Please don't
after
disturb.
the cookie mousse,
I can't put that
like just now.
I told her.
Le ganache confeitaire coffee. So the ganache confeitaire coffee is just to give this, shade, sharp shade for the different texture than the mousse, because you will see the mousse is really soft. So I want something that can maintain the cake. The idea of the mousse is to work like a tiramisu. So you have the meringue inside, glucose. So this ganache is to maintain the after we spread with white chocolate, just to give this texture because it's more light compared with the white chocolate, it's more yellow. And after the coffee nappage is just the decoration. It's a nappage with one espresso, a bit of coffee extract, and got powder, but I won't put a lot. I don't want to see that it's gone, but you can see it's on the picture. It gives you some nice.
I don't know how it happened. Switch. Just gave me heart attack. It just gave me heart attack.
Yeah. So now I will just put the nappage of the rosas that you can see. That's it. This is the mold that I will use. So this is the utensil that I created. At the beginning it was for galets. I want to do a galette like this, but there is too many design and shapes, so it was not really nice for the galette. But after we want to make the cake, and you have the ganache chanté, so the ganache chanté made 1 day in advance. there I want something not overweak, because we need to go for all the design. So this one is the one I did already. I will just add a bit of but this no need to whip a small quantity, you whip what you need. I want something about it possible, but with texture.
Why aren't other team has been seeing it? They are not seeing, they are not connected. That told everybody.
They came for a few minutes and then
Because then only it went to till 25.
Now we are almost good. So now I will place on the mug. Can I just have a painting back? Like this, it's okay because you will see when you put on painting back, vous bien à chanter comme ça, ardeur maybe.
Switch.
Yes, right.
You do the system.
Going on the bed. On the stencil, to add all the details.
What time should I make sure?
Then we will call it.
Okay, like this. Done. Replace from the.
बोल तो रहे 2 बजे खत्म होने के लिए मैं आपको फोन करूँगा 10 मिनट में। हाँ तो मैं आपको तो 2 बजे तो होगा खत्म लेकिन पैकअप राउंड अप करने में टाइम लगेगा ना। वो हाँ मैं आपको
What do you say?
just let me know.
As I told him, it will get over only by 2 o'clock. You know why he's calling that?
He has that thing.
I told him it will get over by 2 o'clock. We will call you before we are starting back.
He doesn't understand. I'm very not eaten anything.
I have one slice small slice with the jam. You want? I have a small slice of with the jam. You want?
मत करना।
Nothing is visible, right?
As long as the camera is not going
No,
off,
it
you do what
won't
you
go on. See, today it was a small thing. If you have closed the tab earlier, it would just 5 seconds gap. With stream key, it's a different thing. Okay, if you want to do from here, you just off and on. That's it. So if you off it, it will go blank. If you on, it will go on. Hmm?
to do the entire
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it.
6, 5, coming up to 30.
So this is the coffee. You do the usual one. Yeah. Just, so the last recipe before the setup of the buffet. So you can take the recipe, page 16. So you have one thinner, one meringue, and one wavy cream that you combine together. The meringue is really to give this texture, as I mentioned to you, the tiramisu. One of my favorite desserts, so I like to work that it's never simple to make a cake. So we start with whipping cream. So the egg whites and the sugar together will mix. Yeah, we'll mix this en bain-marie there. So this is meringue Swiss. We just add glucose because we put the meringue on the freezer. So the same, if we don't have add glucose and we just put sugar, we will have water coming from the meringue. So the glucose is only to stabilize the recipe.
I have that machine at home.
Which one?
Cake repair.
Yeah.
And mom bakes it.
So just place the glucose on the microwave So this is liquid and molecule water. And we eat the meringue because of the glucose. So we use the meringue, we use the glucose and egg white. Cold. Always for eggs, white eggs, yolks, cream, I put in medium stick. So the result is with the cream and the egg white. If you whip too fast, it will not stabilize your mix. You will have meringue with not nice bubble, not nice texture. Whereas on making art, it's a small bubble, and the conservation is not good at all. For me, yeah. On the volumes, the meringue, it's here, the cream is here. Now we need to make the kind of flavor. Uh, Normally we infuse the 15 minutes the coffee, but I will strain directly on the milk. So I need the milk. Enjoy that with my warm coffee, so just to give it that we need. Then you strain and you reschedule. Then the sugar with the sugar of the meringue. This is the Nescafé coffee. So you will have a really strong coffee mousse. I just increase because the quantity is So maybe it's not clear of the recipe, but you need to set the timer at 30, add the meringue, so you finish with the thing. It's not to combine the meringue and the steak together. The timer, you have the meringue and the thing. At 30 degrees.
How long did it take you from the parking to here?
It's just where you enter, right, near the escalator. Tires keep on. Gold foil. Gold foil. Carrying the gold foil. should have taken this by 7:30 and should have gotten here by 8 o'clock. Live streaming.
So,
Live streaming. The first pre the 4-day live session, the pre-setup. Right? If you do it correctly, you don't have to worry and that's it. It goes on. I used to work on consoles which is 5 times, 6 times bigger than this in college.
The video itself. Yeah. So, if you want to read, okay. Doesn't know. So demeurage, always when you do a mix with the amount, the liquid in the solid, but you need to start with another liquid base. That's what demeurage here. After everything on the demeurage. Mix. I don't wait that it's completely homogeneous, like this is okay. I add the shape because I will finish whatever to mix. At least I don't break my area. No. Numbers. So now the Pokémon. Ça de crémeux, the small one. The individual one, so we just make the big one because we use the same one for the cheesecake, the chocolate décor, the one for the individual cake. The crémeux. Takes one amount of mousse. The crémeux. No, just on the chiller itself. feuille de crémeux. Et le small amount. I scale normally on the floor. This is the base, sponge, crunchy, caramel. So it's the same thread for the, I can go with it like this. For big cake and consommé, I do only one place. I don't make a bigger crunchy or bigger creamer. I press. Yes, 60 by 40 always. Sorry, all the wastage we do a recon for all the bits and pieces. So all the wastage, crunchy, I always like to have small amounts of cream like this, and you will stick directly to the box and don't need to cream on it every time. Wow.
She doesn't switch off. You switch off everything will get shut. That is
And well, crunchy, strong, very nice. Nice. Question? Yes, that's the buffet. For you?
She's done with the She's just going to set it up. What I'll do. She's asking me to remove that.
Remove that. Then we'll keep this only.
Okay.
And switch. Wait.
Switch. Security when we can empty light. How much security when we can empty light?
After this setup, then we can. Zoom out. Grab this camera.
So we're gonna set up the maybe that everybody takes videos and pictures of the case. After that, it will come for you to take all the clips, okay?
Here. Just creation, everything is done. They're just plating up and creating the trails. Do we end the live stream or do we continue? I got it. No.
Done? Thank you for attending the live stream with something.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably, and then we'll be back.
That's not.
This is yours.
Thank you.
Almost finished to watch.
Done?
Yeah. Then, oh. So it will save and go to this thing.